is a dangerous mix. Sorry.
Alright.
Is that a drama class reference? I don't understand.
No, it's
You might have to go on the other
there.
side, Marcus. Scissors.
Let me just flip to my page here.
I got my
Do you want to go first, Gemma, or do we want to do,
No, I'm not going first again.
I'm not going first.
Oh,
Okay,
I won't
guys,
say it on air.
time for tradition. Rock, paper, scissors. Put your hand.
I don't care.
I panicked. Wait, I panicked. Redo.
No, there's no
Casey
panicking.
saw me go like this. I was like,
Okay.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
oh, what the heck?
Oh, so
Try
you
again.
go
I think
first.
that's fine.
You go first. What? She
Ready?
came in last.
1, 2, 3.
Marcus, you're out of here. It's me and Casey.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm second year first. I'm second year last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to bring up that I think it was
Pause.
hypocritical that Okonkwo killed himself.
Okay. You're not allowed to take mine.
That was so intense. That rock, paper,
That
scissors
was.
game. Holy.
Okay. Marcus, make
Yeah,
your-
no, I'm not actually taking this. Don't worry about it. I don't know, I just wanted to cite the slow and grueling death of Okonkwo. Like the death of spirit, I mean. Like what it takes to break a man like that.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. So, I kind of wanted to cite that, he was ready, at a certain point, he was ready to die for his cause, right?
Mhm.
Like, remember when he beheaded the guy, he was ready to kill. And he
Yeah.
said it at some point, I can't remember the exact line, but that he would do it himself if he had to.
Yeah.
And then what came after that? He didn't do any of that. He killed himself.
Well, he did end up beheading the guy.
He did behead
did.
a person, but I think after seeing how womanly his clan became,
Mhm.
and that he no longer had a place in the world as a
He had no
manly-
pride left in his home, essentially.
Well, yeah, there's no manly manness anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think after seeing that, and I think after seeing him dedicate his life to that, and seeing probably the, I don't know, way of his father being more respected in the kind of singing and jovial guy, because his father was a singing jovial guy, and the Christians that come are singing jovial people,
Mhm.
and I think that finally breaks him.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't the conflict, it was the lack thereof, and also the subjugation, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my phone
Um,
case is breaking.
oh
It's
no.
finally time.
Well,
What?
I definitely see what you're saying of like how it takes a lot to push a person to suicide kind
Mhm.
of thing. I'll kind of expand a bit more when I talk about my thing,
Mhm.
but I agree and I disagree.
Mm.
Because I feel like I see where you're coming from with, he was broken.
Mm-hmm.
He was really, really badly pushed to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like with his core beliefs, it was just not an okay thing to do.
Oh, to kill himself?
Yeah, if you put yourself in the mindset of Okonkwo, if he saw someone else kill himself, he would make fun of them.
Yeah,
He would think that they were weak.
Mm.
So, like I said, I'll expand in mine, but
Wait,
yeah.
who's going second?
Me.
Oh, you're going second?
I just-
Alright,
I-
I'll rebuttal yours later, Casey.
I think that
Stay tuned.
I think Okonkwo was a coward to begin with. Dun dun dun. Because in the beginning, it was all about self-loathing. He was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, I had it so hard. My daddy, oh my god, like, look at him, feel bad for me, feel
My
bad
dad did
for
nothing,
me.
like,
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up, Okonkwo. No one gives a fuck. Okay, thank you. No one cares.
Ooh,
You make fun of everyone but yourself. When in reality, you're the fucking narcissistic bastard. Like, kill yourself. And he did. Thank you. But, God, it was with the self-loathing that just pissed me off. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Just move on.
So you don't like Slumdog Millionaire started at the bottom, now we're here kind of
He
story.
didn't start from the bottom though.
He did though.
He kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for his clan he did. But if someone like looked at what he had now, like a homeless person, they
Right,
think
okay,
he had a
yeah, a
little bit.
homeless person was
Okay,
looking
well,
at
I'm
him with
just
like a
saying,
full
I'm
yam.
just, if for his
But
clan.
you also need to put into consideration people in
And
this,
really, would a homeless person be better off by like a
I'm
guy
just-
in
in
like
this
some
society,
stuff?
people weren't homeless.
I'm
They
agreeing with
built
Marcus.
their own
He's a
home.
hypocrite. Like he feels
Oh,
bad.
I never said he
Well, no,
wasn't a hypocrite. he was an
I
entire
never said he
hypocrite.
was a hypocrite. I just said he was
My
broken.
argument is that he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
My argument is that he saw a world without him and then he killed himself.
Like, I agree with Casey. Like, if he saw anyone else kill themselves, he'd be like, "What a fucking loser! Like, he's
Mhm.
such a coward." And then you go off and make this yam thing that looks horrible, and everyone makes fun of you, and you get all triggered. And then when someone else does it, you're like, "Haha, what a loser!" Like, okay, sir, okay, and who's gonna kill you? Oh, you killed yourself. Shit.
Really channeling some anger today, Gemma.
I
You are
don't,
not
I
okay
don't
today.
like this
Oh,
book.
sorry, Mr. Rush.
You know what? It's after. I'm just gonna let that one go.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. I said
Thank
what
you.
I said.
It's only nice to say thank you.
Yeah. What's your thingy, Gemma?
So I'm gonna talk about the good thing about a single story.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so I think, yes, I agree that sometimes like having a better, like an open story and having more stories helps. But with that coming, it comes opinions. So when you tell someone your story, they can judge you on it. So for example, like in 2020 with the COVID-19, people started to get like information about it. They started making vaccines about it. They came out with all this information. All of a sudden, people had opinions of it. But back in March, they didn't have an opinion on it because no one knew what the fuck it was.
Well, everyone had an opinion on COVID-19.
Well,
It's a liberal lie.
see,
It's-
but that's an opinion
But-
because we have information.
Well, everyone- like-
You have to understand you can't formulate an opinion when you don't know what it is.
Exactly,
You can
that's what I'm saying.
100%
Single
do that.
stories.
I was about to say, people who do formulate that, because you can do it, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not an okay thing to do. Because if you make an opinion without understanding what it is, your opinion is wrong. I don't care if you don't understand the entirety of the concept, your opinion is wrong. Your opinion can be whatever it is, as long as you understand the entirety of the situation.
Well, with an opinion,
Wait.
as long as it's heard, it's valid. Like if I say,
As long as
if
it's
I
heard,
shout
it's valid.
to the hilltops, Harry Potter is a fascist metaphor.
How come we're here?
Oh, we're
We're
recording.
doing English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's an
It's our
English
class.
project.
I'm totally getting in the way of this.
it's okay.
You were just doing your job. It's okay. What was I saying?
Oh, right.
Um,
Harry Potter is a fascist allegory.
What?
If that's just my opinion, and remember, I haven't watched the Harry
You
Potter
can-
movies. As long as it's heard, it's
See,
valid. As long as it spreads
have
like
you
a
read the
virus.
books?
I have never read the books.
Then your opinion is wrong.
Harry Potter and
If
Hermione,
you'd have seen the movies or you had read the books, that would be okay.
Ron
That would be
Weasley and
your
Hermione
opinion.
are dating. Changed my mind.
That's not a change my mind. That's fact.
That is? Oh shit! I thought they were siblings.
What?
Okay.
No! I'm appalled right now.
They were both like orange haired kids, right?
No! She has brown hair.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking about Ginny. Ginny is Ron's
I
sister.
didn't know there were more than 3
Ginny
characters.
and Harry had a fling for a bit.
Oh.
Ginny and Harry had a very small arc.
You guys are
That's what I mean,
nerds.
fling, a fling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway,
back to my
getting off topic,
story.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
I just think that when you have more than a single story, people can have a more judgmental view on you. So, for example, if you saw this kid sitting in the back of the class, like crying,
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
then you'd just be like, oh, he's the kid sitting in the back of the class crying. Like you wouldn't second guess that. But when he tells his story, like, oh, my mom yelled at me, you'd instantly have an opinion on it because you'd be like, oh, well, I've been through worse. Okay, but that kid might like take that as a lot. Like he's never been yelled at before. So I just think that like if you just saw someone, or like even the First Nation story, like actually I'm not gonna go there. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
probably
Okay,
not.
I
I'm
need
gonna
an-
go back to this.
I need
That's
another.
that's a hard one to debate
I
right
do
now.
need another example because I'm not following this concept. So if you have a single story,
I
which
just
is,
think it protects you. If you have a single story, there's some protection behind it.
Like-
Because no one can have an opinion on you. But when you're open about
so
it,
give
have
an
more
give an
stories.
example about that.
So when we first met Okonkwo, okay, he was this strong man. He was a wrestler, and that's all we knew about him. We didn't have an opinion on him. But when he opened up to his opinions, his thoughts, everything, everyone just started hating him.
So when you
Because he's not an okay guy.
when you
Yeah, but we didn't know that. We just know he was the strong man who was a wrestler, and that was it. That's all we knew.
so
we
when
didn't
you
have an opinion on it.
generalize basically.
So yeah, so like for example,
So when you like don't see beneath the skin.
yeah, so I think there's some protection behind a single story. Like, for example,
So like for example, that volleyball player, she is the best volleyball player.
yeah, and that's
And
all
no
you
one
know.
knows that she secretly does meth behind the school.
Yeah, no one knows that. No one can
Yeah,
have an opinion
no
on
one
that.
knows that she's
Total bitch.
she's drugging to be that good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like no one knows.
So
No one
this-
has an opinion. It
Yeah.
has protection, and that's why I think there's some good
No
with
one,
the single
no
story.
one can have that opinion because
Yeah,
they
I-
don't know about it.
Yeah, so I think there's some
Um,
protection behind a single story.
See, but I think a lack of information is a little I don't know. I'd like to have many as sources as possible.
I agree that sometimes there should be more than a single story,
Yeah.
but in some cases, there's protection behind it.
So
Yeah.
in relation to the book, you just didn't want to learn about Okonkwo.
No, and that's it. Yeah, in
Yeah.
relation to the book, I just didn't care about Okonkwo, and I
Yeah.
think he should have stayed a single story.
Yeah.
But their culture, on the other hand,
Mhm.
I think that should be more stories. There should be
Yeah.
more than a single story for that.
Yeah. And like I think the single story sort of branches into different viewpoints of the story, like the viewpoint from Okonkwo and his people, and the viewpoint of the white people.
Exactly.
Of
So
how the stories that we in actual history have heard have been of the white people, of
Mhm.
the, I apologize for this, of the crazy black people.
yeah,
Wow, Casey. I'm getting
That's
a little.
just the stories that we've been given.
yeah.
So we need those multiple stories of
Marcus,
from these
you're a
from these
beautiful
other people.
individual, and we
We
both
love
love
you,
you.
Marcus.
Even if you don't know about
You
Harry
can't-
Potter, we still love you.
Even if our ancestors abused yours, I'm sorry.
You can't tell, but I'm crying.
But yeah,
My
I see
apologies for
what you're
contacting
saying.
Yeah.
How multiple stories are necessary, but single stories are still have their importance.
Exactly. So
Okay.
like, I just think that Okonkwo should have stayed a single story. However, their culture should have been more stories. But I like how the author put it in the perspective of like things we don't think about. Like we don't think about how like nowadays a man having 3 wives would
Not
be
okay.
crazy.
Well, they
But
still
in
do
this
that.
society,
They don't do that, at least in our society.
Well, like
Um,
Mormons.
I'm talking
or
about
whatever.
normal.
Okay, Mormons. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't care about your
Mormons
opinion.
are-
I hate Mormons.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Mormons are weird. I
Mhm.
don't like Mormons. They make my skin crawl.
And like
Hutterites.
same with the single story, like bringing it back to the book because you guys are gonna get into Mormons and I'm scared. Bringing it back
Okay.
to the book,
I thought the white people were Mormons at first.
I
I straight
think-
up thought they were Mormons.
Oh, that's another thing with the single story. When the white people came in, I think they should have just stayed like the Catholics. That single story. They shouldn't have expanded on
Into what?
into what they were with more stories. I think they should have stayed a single story. They were Catholic white men. That was it.
You mean like the same way the first
What
guy
do
on
you
the
mean
bike was
expanded?
introduced?
Like remember how they were like, well, this is our religion. We only have one God.
Mhm.
Like that's telling them more than they need to know. That's more than a single story.
Well, you
Is it?
also you need to
Yeah.
consider that as much as this is a story that we're reading, put it in the perspective that this was a real thing and it actually happened. These people, they had the motivation to convert other people. They wanted more people into their church. So I wouldn't quite classify it as multiple stories in that aspect
Mhm.
because it is their story of we need to convert these people into our church because we want more people believing in this. We don't think that their beliefs are right. They need to believe in this or they're
Back to my other
Bad.
point, I hate Catholics for this fucking reason. They need to stay in their lane. Stay in your lane.
You know what? I'm gonna see you 30 years later and you're gonna be a church convert.
I will bomb the church before I go there.
A
Sit there.
female minister.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, no, don't
Okay,
worry.
anyways. Moral of the story is I think single stories are good sometimes.
You'll find
Yeah,
Christ
Casey.
before that.
Marcus, do you have anything else to add to Gemma before we move on?
No, I found hers confusing, but I got the point.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just had a lot to say about
That's
this.
okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Okonkwo's hypocrisy,
Oh.
which Marcus tried to steal.
That was
Um,
a big word.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna
Um,
gamer pwn you.
Hypocrite. Do you understand the word hypocrite?
Yes, I'm a hypocrite sometimes.
Yeah, hypocrisy is the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know? Huh?
It's okay.
No, I didn't.
I
know
struggled to
hypocrite,
figure
I
out
didn't know
the word,
hypocrisy.
what it
I've
was.
never heard hypocrisy.
Really?
Okay, anyway.
It's not used very often.
Yeah.
At least now.
Sorry, I don't open a dictionary. and
People-
Look at every word.
I'm just surprised you haven't heard that.
It's
using
okay
that thing
because
before.
people more use you're a hypocrite, they're a hypocrite
Yeah.
than they
I've heard
have aspects.
hypocritical.
Hypocritical, hypocrisy is the same thing.
Okay,
The
anyway.
hypocrisy of this fella.
So hypocrisy of Okonkwo. Okonkwo was such a hypocrite.
Agreed.
Such
Agreed.
an
100%
asshole.
Agreed.
He, going from his perspective of you need to be manly, you need to stand up for what you believe in and stand up for not yourself. My brain just went completely off the
Stand
tracks.
up for your God, stand up for your tribe, stand up for yourself.
stand up for what you believe in
Yeah.
and like accept consequences,
Yeah.
like live up to your actions kind of thing. I believe that that's something. I believe that that's all things that Okonkwo would believe in because that's just who he is.
Mhm.
So to then go and kill himself, if he were to stand there and look at the same situation from his normal life, if he were to see someone kill themselves, he would go and make fun of them, being they were so probably considered womanly,
Yeah.
and they
Only
were so
women
weak.
kill themselves.
He would consider them weak when he believes in being manly, being strong. So the fact that he had the goal to make fun of people being womanly and be ashamed of himself for being womanly when he was exiled, and then go and think that it was right for him to kill himself. As bad as that sounds, as mean as that sounds, that's just what I believe. And we can go back and we can fight about how he was technically a broken man from coming back and seeing how his tribe has changed. At the same time, you gotta accept what has happened to your village and figure out where to go forward that isn't death.
How do you know it's recording?
Because
yeah,
it is.
It's a darn
See the little
sad
blinky
song.
red dot?
I was so confused. I was like, wait a minute. If we're not recording, I
If
give
that
up.
wasn't recording, I would cry.
I'd give up.
Yeah.
But he,
Samsung's, am I right?
I know, right?
I'm being bullied. So the fact that he thought it was right to kill himself, that was his one solution. I don't understand it, and I believe that he's a hypocrite for that because he was consistently going on and on and on about women are weak, don't be womanly, don't be like a woman, be manly, be strong, be killer, be violent. It's so
Well,
appalling.
If my
hypothetically, what were his other solutions? I like that you said one solution there. Like, what
Yeah.
were his other options in that scenario? Hi.
Well, there is always the deal
Because
with
he's
it.
not an idiot. He's not gonna.
No,
he's
he's
not gonna
not.
run over there, guns blazing. That's not Okonkwo.
But to think that that was his best solution, that was his top solution, instead of waiting
Because
it out and seeing what happened.
the way I,
seeing a difference.
And he left all of his kids and his wife too. Like,
Yeah.
they can't do anything.
like the way I interpreted
Because
the end of
they're
the book, and this may have wrote it my other point, was him killing himself as to not be killed by the foreign invaders.
Mhm.
Like,
that was not it at all.
it's like
Like that.
It's
but
like
I can
the-
understand it. The pride.
like the
of,
people he thought it was womanly killing him would probably eat him as much as killing himself.
At least you can have some sort of pride in being killed by these foreign invaders.
But you can also have pride in suicide too.
No, you can't.
What the?
You
No.
can.
Okay, putting
Like,
it
at least it's
in
not-
Okonkwo's case, you can't because he would
He's a hypocrite.
he would make fun of
he would
people
make someone.
who commit suicide.
Mhm.
He physically can't be proud of that.
But he's not that. I think he wasn't as black and white as presented.
Well, no.
Like, I think he
but going off of what was presented.
Well, I'll give Okonkwo props because he dealt with his sentencing pretty well. Like he took the womanly.
At least he put up with it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think to him, just through like everything that he went through, I don't think it was just that one thing that set him off. I think it was like his dad, the sentencing, his wife, and I think it was all of those things combined into one. So like I can see where like he might have been thinking about it. But the fact that he would have made fun of someone for doing it themselves is where I think he's wrong. So I agree with you, 100%.
And that's exactly kind of what I'm trying to say. Is I never wanted to imply that. I don't know where I went. It definitely built up. Going back to Marcus's, he was a broken man. You can't. There is never one reason for committing suicide. It's always a build-up, and maybe in today's society there is the one reason of I'm being bullied kind of thing. This is happening at school. It's a pressure friend kind of thing. Then that can technically be considered a one reason, but that's also multiple people doing it. So yeah, it was definitely a build-up of so many different things, of him having a tragic backstory, to put it that way, and then just a kind of terrible life. The one thing he had going for him was the wrestling, and he didn't really do it that much.
I think there was two times he did that in the whole book.
It was referenced maybe twice,
He
of
threw
him
the
wrestling.
cat.
It never said.
What did the cat do to him?
It was a man.
No.
The man is a cat.
Well, it was also a
What?
competition, so you gotta.
That's what his name is.
Cat?
Yeah, the cat.
I thought he actually threw a cat.
No.
No, why would that be?
What?
Why would that be a spectacle?
Why would? Why?
I don't, because he's rude.
It's a cat.
You chuck a cat.
Casey, how would you feel if I threw your cat?
I would be pretty fucking mad.
Yeah, okay, there it is.
No.
Yeah, but that's my cat. I love my cat. If
No.
you touch my cat, I will kill you.
If I went to your house and threw your cat, wouldn't I get a parade?
No.
No, I would.
I would give you the same treatment I
That's
gave
the way
Gemma.
it works,
You
apparently.
touch my cat, I kill you.
According to Gemma, if I throw your cat, I become the village cool guy.
According to Gemma, yeah, totally.
You throw a cat, you get everything.
I think we're getting a wee bit off track.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
The cat was a man, my bad.
So Hermione and Dumbledore, they.
Okay, where?
Huh?
Where's that going, please?
Hermione and Dumbledore. So
Oh my
Dumbledore is
God.
actually Hermione's father.
Casey, just,
Really?
Yeah.
just wrap up your point.
Or actually, he's a lot of
I
people's
really,
fathers.
okay. He's not anyone's
And he's also
dad.
gay. I remember that part. Dumbledore's gay.
No, Dumbledore's not gay.
I thought J.K. Rowling said Dumbledore was gay.
No,
No,
J.K.
J.K.
Rowling-
J.K. Rowling is the biggest homophobic person in the world.
What?
What are you talking? She is.
And
a
apparently
huge
she also
homophobe.
said Hermione is black.
What?
Pretty sure she is. If the writer says it's true, it has to be true.
Where do you see
Where-
a black
where are these
person
sources?
in that series?
Huh? I don't know. That's what
Have you seen
You
any?
don't-
That's-
You don't at all.
that's what the
Okay,
author said.
there is one black person in the movies, and that is because it's either Crab or Goyle. I can't remember which one it is.
Mhm.
But the original Crab and or Goyle, the original one, went
It's
through.
Goyle.
Is it Goyle?
It's Goyle. Because she
the original
referred it
one
to-
went through majority of the movies, and then in like the last two movies, he just randomly changed into a black guy, and that's because the original actor got arrested for drugs, and they had to find a new one fast.
Mm. Well,
I'm just saying that
if the author says it's real, then
No, it's not. I
Yeah.
don't think she's ever said that.
well, get ready to see a new
you
Hermione
do
in Harry
realize
Potter
she
7.
wrote because she was getting abused by her husband, and this was like her
We're
fantasy.
incredibly off track.
Oh, we're
No,
back.
I'm bringing it back to the point.
Okay.
I'm bringing it back,
okay,
guys. I'm
Okay,
doing-
go ahead, go
Mhm.
ahead. I'm
She was
sorry.
abused by her husband and she couldn't get out, so she had to make a fantasy world
Wait,
And-
is this WandaVision?
No, this is
Okay,
J.K.
let her speak.
Rowling.
Let her speak.
A fantasy to get out of that abusive relationship. And then Unclonkle's wife, as we see, has to like talk to her children to get her mind off Unclonkle. Like she literally went insane.
We'll go with that, yeah.
I don't remember the insanity part.
I don't remember the
Which
insanity
wife
part
are we
either.
talking about?
No, like
She
she didn't
went-
make dinner, and then like he got really mad, and she was like crying and stuff. And then remember they like all came and they like helped her.
I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that either.
No,
I
like,
remember when she was going a little wacko crazy when
Yeah.
her daughter was with the
Sick.
was sick and with the
Oh, Bonge.
the priestess lady. When
I'm surprised
the
those
priestess took
women
her-
didn't lose their minds. Like I
Yeah.
would completely kill Unclonkle myself.
Well, you also
Well,
gotta
you can't
consider this
kill
is their
them, man.
society.
That's crazy.
This is their society. This is what they've been raised to understand. This is what they know.
Unclonkle is such a
physically
Leo.
impossible.
I will stand by this.
Okonkwo is an alt-right Chad. He
But-
would want to return
yeah,
to Hitler.
I think that's all I really had to say.
Yeah,
So
yeah, so we're good.
Moral
yeah.
of the story is we all hate Unclonkle and think he should.
Moral of the story was I was right the entire time.
You can go.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
feel free to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, bye, Miss Schmaltz. Make sure we get 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Subscribe to my
Oh,
channel.
you can't talk to your future self this time.
Make
I'm
sure
sorry.
that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it.